What's up guys, name is Ray and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. So we are right before Christmas and we have a early Christmas present, so something unexpected happened, so I didn't expect this to be happen so soon. We have some new adjustments to Zhongli for all the travelers, so honestly they had to do it before his mana goes off, so they have to tell you what happens with Zhongli right now, because we only have 3 days left to summon for this guy and then our beta will come to the game. So let's go over the adjustments that they give us today. Of course I will put the link in the description down below so you can check everything out for yourself if you want to. Now, to all travelers regarding adjustments to Zhongli, to all travelers, recently we have received a lot of questions and feedback regarding Zhongli. We understand the love that everyone has given Zhongli and the rapt attention being paid to any future changes to him. As such, we apologize for the tardiness of this announcement concerning said adjustments. We have organized and summarized player feedback numbering in the tens of thousands during this time in-game and out of it. Through this, we have discovered that your feedback has focused on Zhongli's strength and practical combat, the final point on his abilities usage, the geo-construct system, and so on. After analyzing the in-game data and engaging in many discussions, we have decided on an initial round of adjustments. These adjustments will be available to travelers participating in the 1.3 beta test version. So if you guys know, there are a couple of people that are able to participate in a test version of 1.3 where we can run the different characters that will be released during that patch when it comes out to the game. I think they are currently, the current adjustments are as follows and cover 4 aspects. Enhancing Zhongli's talents, so I think this is now the important thing that they want us to know. Optimizing the controls and mechanics of his abilities, improving the mechanics of his geo-resonance mechanics, and adjusting his shield. So literally they buffed everything on him. We will continue to observe the performance of these adjustments during the upcoming version 1.3 beta test, and we will pay attention to the feedback of testers. We hope that these adjustments will be able to appreciably improve everyone's experience. We will also give an update as to our final adjustments when said changes officially go live. So I want you guys to know that these adjustments are not final, so they are also telling us right here that these adjustments are not the final adjustments that will come when Zhongli get his buff. But what is confirmed is that he will 100% get a buff. So now after the beta test, the testers that will be able to test him before he goes live give the feedback, and then they can confirm us in a final version what is getting buffed for 100%. So currently for the test, everything that I will tell you right now is on it, and now, but we are not 100% sure what we will get out of it, but I assume that we get at least everything and maybe more. So let's go right into the first thing, regarding Zhongli as a character. Adjustments to passive talent Dominance of Earth. So the original effect increases planets befall damage by an amount equal to 33% of Zhongli's max HP. So this is what it's currently in the game, what we have in 1.2. Post adjustments, in 1.1, sorry. Post adjustments effect, the damage dealt by the following Zhongli's attack will be increased based on his max HP. Normal, charge, and plunging damage will be increased by 1.39% of max HP. So basically his normal attack will get a HP scaling. You can see it on these GIFs. The right hand side is how it is right now in the game, and the left hand side are the damage numbers after the adjustments. The Stone Steel. So the Stone Steel is basically his E ability. Resonance and holding mode damage of Dominus Lapidas will be increased by 1.9% of max HP. So his E ability will get another HP scaling, because currently, if you guys don't know, only his ultimate, only his planet befall has HP scaling. But now his normal attacks and his E ability will get HP scaling. Now, planets befall damage will be increased by 33% of Zhongli's max HP. So I think that doesn't change if I'm not wrong. Planets before damage by an amount equal to 33% of Zhongli's max HP. Post adjustments effect will be increased by 33% of Zhongli's. Oh no, it is increased. Yeah, it is increased by 33%. So now, after the adjustments, we just have 3 HP scalings on his passive talent, which you ascend when you ascend from 60 to 70. Then you will have HP scaling on normal attacks, HP scaling on E ability, and HP scaling on his ultimate Planet before. The second adjustment is to Dominus Labitus holding mode. This is basically his his holding E ability where you do the shield. The original effect is causes newbie Geo energy to explode, causing the following effects. Creates a shield of Jade. The shield's damage absorption scales based on Zhongli's max HP and has 250% geo damage absorption. So that is how it is currently in the game. It deals AoE damage, and if they're on nearby targets with geo element, it will drain a large amount of the geo element from a maximum of 2 such targets, as this effect does not cause damage. Now, after the adjustments, of course, right hand side is how it is currently in the game, left hand side how it will be. So you can see a damage increase of 400 in those 2 pictures on cast. If the maximum number of stone steel has not yet been reached, it will create a stone steel. So this is a big change, because after you use his E ability, he will summon the stone steel. So having him at constellation 1 means you will be able to summon 2 stone steels after using his hold E ability, but it is also huge having him only at constellation 0. Usually you really have to pay attention on in which order you activate his E. So normally you should use press E and then hold E, but there is a 3-second cooldown and you really want to pop out the shield as soon as possible so you can swap back to your main DPS. But in this case, you can just pop his hold E, get the stone steel out, bring out the shield, want to fight with him or your main DPS. So this is a big change. Also, it does increase your damage by a big amount. Okay, there's another change to his shield. Creates a shield of Jade. This shield damage absorption scales based on Zhongli's max HP and has 150% physical damage and elemental damage absorption. Okay, this is also huge. So he does literally block now any damage for 150%. It deals AoE geo damage like it did before. If there are nearby targets with the geo element, it will drain a large amount of the geo element from a maximum of 2 such targets. This effect does not cause damage. Okay, so this is basically the same, but this does change. Before it was causes geo nearby enemy to explode. No, creates a shield of Jade. That shield scales based on Zhongli's max HP, of course, and has 250% geo damage absorption. So it did only absorb geo damage before. Now it will absorb physical damage and elemental damage, and this is a big change. So his shield now has much more value. Next, this is regarding geo elemental mechanics. So this is not only for Zhongli, this is in general for all the geo characters that are in the game. For geo resonance, so if you guys don't know, Geo Resonance means if you have 2 Geo characters in your team, you trigger the effect of Geo Resonance. So for example, if you have like Zhongli and Ningguang in your team, or if you have like Albedo and Zhongli in the future in your team. The original effect, how it is now stated in the game, is increases resistance to interruption when protected by a shield and increases attack damage. Oh, I think I forgot to go over this one. Yeah, the resistance of his E ability. So I want to come right back to the elemental resonance, but this is how it is right now. This is one of his biggest problems on his kit. If you use the hold E, enemies usually can knock you back because you have no protection, but the resistance got increased now much more, and you won't get knocked back. So this will be a big buff for him. So actually, I would only need this to be to him to be much more better, because this is something that other characters don't have. So for example, Diana can also trigger a shield. You only have to pick up the shield and all your characters will get this buff. Now Zhongli will get also this big change, which makes him much better. Now let's come back to the elemental resonance. So the original effect is increases resistance to interruption when protected by a shield, increases attack damage by 15%. Post adjustments, it is increases the shield strength by 15%, so not only the resistance. Additionally, characters protected by a shield will have the following special characteristics. Damage dealt increased by 15%. Dealing damage to enemies will decrease their geo res by 20% for 15 seconds. So this buff makes this element really viable. On the one hand, we have a much stronger shield. We do not only increase the resistance, we now really have a valuable shield out of any elemental reaction with Geo. Additionally to that, we will deal much more damage, so this is especially good for Ningguang, because I do think Ningguang is like the strongest Geo character currently in the game in terms of damage. So she can deal much more damage numbers right now, and dealing damage to enemies will also decrease their geo resistance, which means also another damage increase. So literally for any geo character, this will be a huge buff. This will totally change everything for Albedo. This will totally change everything for Zhongli. Geo shield balance adjustments. So geo shield are adjusted from having 250% geo damage absorption to having 150 physical damage and elemental damage absorption. So this is not only for Zhongli's E now, it is also for all the shields that you create through crystallized reaction, and of course through their elemental skills. I think affected effects include, this also includes the shield from Zhongli, as I already said, the shield from Noelle, because she can also pop up a shield, and the geo shield created when picking up geo crystals, like I already mentioned. Now, big thing on that is it will change a lot through the element, because shields will have a much more value, even though I think this is not the biggest part on the changes. I think this is the biggest part overall, so they could literally ignore all the buffers for Zhongli and do only this to make everything much better, because double geo will be now, I think, very viable. Of course, we have to see all the adjustments when they are live in the game, then we can test them out. I want to make some content for it, because it will take quite some time before we get this in the game, but definitely very interesting, very good adjustments. Then let's read through the last part. This round of adjustment is not merely intended to improve the experience of playing Zhongli alone. We also hope to better convey the shield and geo playstyles that are closely associated with him, not only for his sake, but also to improve the experience of travelers who have been delving into the strategy layer of this game. It is precisely because the changes go further than pure adjustments to a character alone that we have taken the utmost care. We hope to be able to give travelers a more detailed solution, as opposed to hastily throwing out a general direction for adjustments. Now, we truly hope that Zhongli will be a trusty companion to all travelers, and hope that you will be able to experience a different playstyle through him. One that will enrich your gaming experience. 1.3 beta test service access will soon be released, and we would like to take this opportunity to call upon all travelers who obtain access to not be reserved in giving us any in-game suggestions and feedback that you may have regarding these adjustments throughout the testing process. Additionally, if travelers have feedback or comments regarding any other beta test content, you may feel free to send us feedback in game. We will read each and every one carefully and work hard to adjust and optimize the game so as not to fall short of your expectations. So in the end, they listened to the whole community, which I really didn't expect it. So this was very surprising to me this morning, that we get the official announcement for Zhongli to getting a huge buff. So I think he was pretty good so far in the game. He was, of course, not as strong as other characters. His playstyle was very different, but this changes everything. He has now HP scaling on everything. This one is big. He summons the Stone Steel with his hold E. He has resistance with creating his shield, and the Geo Resonance or the Geo Shield gets a buff. So that means not only a buff for Zhongli, that means also a buff for Albedo, for Ningguang, for the Geo Traveler, and for Noelle. Yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe would help me out a lot, and I'll see you guys next time. If you guys want to see more Genshin Impact content, videos should pop up on the screen now. Make sure to check them out, and I thank you for your support.